tonight. We've made a quick change. Austin has gone to take a deserved rest. And in comes Cosmos Chukwemeka. So Cosmos, welcome to Sports Tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We're happy to have you as well. Let's take a look at the issues for the second half of the show. And I think we should start off with this one, which is very good news. And I think it's worthy of commendation. We must commend the National Sports Commission, commend the Nigerian Football Federation, and everybody involved with this guy, Obinna Nwobodo. In case you do not remember him, he's one very hard-working midfielder, one of the key men in the Flying Eagles team to the African Youth Championship, got injured in that final game against Senegal and was out, couldn't make the World Cup because of the injury. Fantastic midfielder, plays his football for Rangers International of Enugu. But the good news is that he has fully completed treatment for anterior cruciate ligament tear, and he'll be back in Nigeria from Qatar on Friday. He had the operation. Of course, the bill was footed by the National Sports Commission and the Nigerian Football Federation. So he's had the best of treatment, the best of surgery successful, and this guy could be back very soon doing what he loves to do the best, which is play football. Cosmos, let me use that to get your opinion on the show. Good one for Obinna Nwobodo. I hope he can get back as quickly.
Yeah, you know, we usually say something that when the authorities, the management, the people that govern sports in the land, when they do well, we praise them. And of course, when we feel that there are things...
That's our job. That's what we should do.
That's our job. So we criticize them. And in this case, I mean, this is like a first, or a first out of so many that has really happened. I could remember a former Falconet footballer, Falconet player, who got injured at some point.
Priska Emefu.
Yeah, got injured at one point. And
that was the end of her career.
That was the end of her career.
Even a lot of players.
There's one
and that brings us, I mean, we as you said, we commend them for what they've done.
Exactly.
And that is what we are doing in the case of Obinna Nwobodo. But we also need to highlight the case of Gloria Ofoegbu, of the Super Falcons. Yes. Gloria Ofoegbu.
That case is still outstanding.
Got injured at the African Women's Championship in Namibia last year, and we're told that our case is still being looked at. So that's also,
what is there to look at?
Is also to appeal that what has been done to Obinna Nwobodo, what is good for Obinna Nwobodo should also be good for Gloria Ofoegbu.
Because so many players, especially those that play in Europe, and whenever they come to play for the national team, they tell you, a whole lot of them have heard players say that they cannot kill themselves for the national team that will probably not take good care of them if they get injured. So in this case, we praise them for this. I mean, this is somebody that really worked hard. I watched that finals against Senegal. He really worked out in the finals, and it's good that they did this, but then there are other players.
Gloria Ofoegbu,
yes, especially.
So the issue here now is, I think it is remiss if we start asking the Federation or the National Sports Commission to be footing these bills. It brings up the issue that a lot of people have been talking about for, I think, for the better part of the last decade, about an insurance scheme for national team athletes who are on national duty. These kind of things, nobody prays for it to happen.
The insurance company will pick it up.
The insurance company will foot the bills completely.
Exactly. We should be looking in that direction now.
Looking in that direction.
So this player now, he won't play for at least the next 8 months because an ACL injury takes at least a minimum of 8 months to heal, depending on the age of the player and the severity of the injury. So for 8 months, Obinna Nwobodo is not going to
play out of the year.
We won't be earning any money. I don't think Nigerian clubs don't even play when you're playing, not to talk about when you're injured.
Exactly.
So all these kind of should be built into an insurance scheme that will ensure that these players are not only treated when they're injured on national duty, but they also have something to keep body and soul together when they're not injured.
All right, just to summarize what Andre is saying, we commend you for Obinna Nwobodo, but we're also looking at Gloria Ofoegbu, and we're looking at the bigger picture. All right?
An insurance scheme.
Any player on national team assignment, whatever club, whatever team,
whatever sport,
let us look at something that will be sustainable, that will run itself, not just all the time finding a special fund to take care of such players. All right? So I think that's the message. Once again, we commend you for this. Also, look at Gloria Ofoegbu, and then do something that will be enduring, not just for the footballers, for everybody on national assignment whenever they pick up these injuries. All right, let's talk about football now very quickly. The Nigerian Football Federation, people have talked a lot about the NFF, and sometimes they get the praise, sometimes they get the stick. But for me, I think I like what I see in terms of the efforts that they are making to get international support for capacity building. And what they're doing now, they're looking at the German model, because today the Nigerian Football Federation leadership visited the German embassy, and they said, look, football can bring us even closer. And I think that's a good message.
Yeah, very good message. I mean, they visited the ambassador today, Mr. Dietzma Kruschel, and basically what they were talking about is a partnership. They actually sought the partnership of Germany for the development of women football and, of course, capacity building for referees and coaches.
And we should be looking at our clubs as well.
Well, we should be looking at the clubs as well, but
youth football development, all those structures are very key.
Yes, exactly.
That's included in the.
I think that's included in basically the capacity building. So basically, what I'm trying to say in essence is that the NFF, they've been trying. I mean, this board of the NFF, when they came in, they tried as much as possible to improve the coaches, sent referees, and of course coaches on capacity building as well. So I think this time is for the Germans. You could remember that the Germans as well, after the disastrous outing in Euros 2004, they actually, came together, tried as much as possible to
drew a plan, and almost followed it to
exactly,
the detail.
And that is why they got to the semi-finals of the 2006 World Cup, and of course there's been continuity there, and they have been able to win the World Cup.
Semi-final 2010.
Semi-final 2010.
And then 2014.
Exactly, and of course they were in the finals in Euro 2008, got to the semi-finals in 2012. So basically they have a plan. So I think the Nigerian Football Federation wants to try as much as possible to follow the German model, where they will bring development to women's football, because it is not just about the men. I mean, the women too have been world champions as well. They play really well too. So I think this is a good one. As we said, we're praising them right now, and I hope that the partnership with Germany and of course DFB would yield dividends.
And of course, there's also something going with the FA as well. So whoever can help us to put these structures in place, I hope we'll get the political will, and I hope we'll be able to drive these things forward, because it's a lot more important for us to be able to put to practice all these things that we're tapping from all of these very developed leagues across the world. Let's talk about our dream team now. We've talked about the dream team, and now they're enjoying Port Harcourt, enjoying the Rivers State government. And we've also commended Governor Nyesom Wike, but the arrangement for chartered flight didn't work, all right? So the dream team will have to fly out from Abuja on Thursday for the game against Congo. But Coach Samson Siasia, told me something this morning. He says we are going to play that game like we lost the first leg.
I think that's an excellent attitude, because if these players go to that game still thinking that they have
an advantage. So we should play like there's no advantage.
Exactly. That is the way to go about it. And unfortunately, the charter flight didn't work out, which is particularly painful for me, because, like we said on this show, you
can't trust those Congo guys.
You cannot trust the Congo.
But the Nigerian embassy in Congo are alive.
I hope so.
And they have learned a lesson from what happened during the 2015 Nations Cup qualifiers.
But apart from that, getting to Congo from Nigeria is difficult. You first have to get to East Africa, then take another 2 flights before you get to Congo itself, then another go to Point Noir.
They'll be there on Saturday, hopefully.
That's the problem.